Welcome back, Empire's Finest, episode 21. We are back as usual. I'm joined by the man, the myth, the legend, and Font One. Font, what's going on, buddy?
And not much, just hiding out in my basement working from home. I don't touch grass very much. especially since the new Call of Duty came out too. So I just go to
Have you played it?
after my shift. Yeah, after my shift ends late, I'm just fucking sitting on Call of Duty, not touching grass.
Is it good?
I
you like
like it,
Vanguard?
but I know a lot of people don't. Yeah, I know a lot of people don't like it, but it's Call of Duty. There's gonna be times when it's just gonna be super frustrating. I mean, it is what it is.
Have you played the new Halo beta or not yet?
I have not. I don't have an Xbox. As I'm playing, I want to try to get one. Try to get the new Xbox for Christmas. Hopefully, if I can find one, and that'd be the only game that I would have on it would be Halo.
Little video game tangent to start. I love it. I guess while we're doing video games, big MLB The Show content update coming out. All the finest cards are coming out. It's the end of the content cycle. And all I just want to say is I spent bought 5 of the finest packs. I didn't get a single rare round, and I am
that happened to my friend. He did the same thing. He goes, I didn't get a single.
I'm so sick of that. I haven't gotten a single rare round in any MLB The Show pack this year, whether it's the Home Run Derby, All-Star Game, nothing. I wanted Pete early in the year, so I had to literally fucking spend 100K stubs on them. Gross. But it's actually funny that we started talking about MLB The Show and video games because the day that they released a prime Noah Syndergaard event reward, if you don't play the game, it doesn't really matter. But the point is that they released a Noah Syndergaard Mets card, and then about 12 hours later, he goes to the Angels and leaves New York. He apparently declined his qualifying offer and went. A lot happened in the baseball world. A lot happened in Mets land. A lot happened in Yankees land. A little bit of an overlap for the first time in a while. We got a little Mets Yankees combined story that the Post and I'm sure every other sports beat writer in the world is gonna fucking eat up all year. The revival of New York, the New York managers, whatever the fucking.
Oh god, yeah.
I can read the headlines now, but yeah, a lot happened. I guess we'll just start with baseball and the Mets. Well, after I don't know how long ago the World Series ended. We finally have a general manager.
Like a month, not even less than a month.
Yeah, I think it's like 3 weeks, maybe.
3 weeks.
Billy Epler, is that right?
Billy Epler, yeah.
Yeah,
or
Billy Epler.
Billy Epler.
I'll confirm, but the former general manager of the Los Angeles Angels with Ohtani, all that, Trout, all that fun stuff. Another former agent. The Mets just kind of can't seem to. I don't fucking know. We kind of talked about this a little bit on That's Some Cheese Yet, which I think will be out by the time you're listening to this. Trey was a prime candidate for the Mets general manager job. He thought as well. Obviously that they made a hire that day. As soon as the Post came out, I thought maybe Uncle Stevie gave Trey a call. That was not the case. They were working on getting Epler. I think he stepped down as a general manager, was fired as a general manager a few months ago. Then became an agent and immediately came back to the Mets. He has some connections in the world. He's good friends with Brett Ausmus. There's a lot of different ways to handle this. What my most important take is that nothing matters. We're getting a holdout. We're getting a lockout. We're not going to have a season. I don't care who we sign, what the deal is. And nothing matters. But yeah, the Mets are in some deep shit. I don't know if now we'll talk more about Syndergaard. Apparently, there were a lot of teams in on him. I don't know how much I believe that, considering he's pitched 2 innings in 2 years. That was a lot of money for 1 year. I think it was 18.3 they gave him for 1 year, which is a dick ton of money. It was.
I think it was actually 20 mil. I think it was like 21 or 21 mil.
Whatever it was. So. The difference was 2.3 million from what the Mets offered, and for someone who said he wanted to be in New York, he clearly didn't. I go back and forth with Noah a lot. I love that he's kind of all about it. He's a competitor. He's fiery, but he has not been the most pro Mets throughout his time here. He's been, he's active on social. He's not afraid to let you know how he feels and what's going on that day. So, good riddance, I guess. I mean, we're gonna need him. We're gonna need pitching. I don't know if you remember there's that infamous picture of all the Mets starting pitchers from left to
I've
right.
seen
You
it.
go Cologne, Matt Harvey, Syndergaard, DeGrom. It's Cologne, Bartolo. I think I said him already. And then it was Wheeler, Matz, and I think that was it. So 8 pitchers. We have 1 left. There's 1 person left from, since Conforto declined and Syndergaard left. There's 1 person left on the Mets from the 2015 World Series team. Things are, it's crazy. It's not that long ago.
Wow, that's crazy.
One guy left. So to be honest, I don't know what the deal is. I don't know who we're going to sign, what we're going to sign, what we're going to get. I know a lot of Mets fans were all about, they're like, oh, we're going to use that money for Scherzer. I don't think Scherzer wants to come here.
He's not coming.
If you wanted to come here,
that's not happening.
If you wanted to come to New York, the Yankees would have probably traded for him because
he said he didn't want to go to New York.
Right. I know he didn't. I know the Nationals weren't going to trade him to the Mets, obviously, because then he was going to be in division. But if he wanted to be in New York, like Scherzer had pretty much the pick of the litter where he wanted to go. He chose LA, and I'm sure if he wanted to be in New York, he would have been a Yankee, and the Nationals wouldn't have had an issue sending him over there. So I don't think Scherzer comes back. He might come east, but I don't think he's coming to New York. I don't know what the deal is, but we have a very serious starting pitching issue. It's literally just Jacob deGrom and then like Tyler McGill. Like Drew Peterson. We don't even have Stroman locked up yet. I mean, that's like we need all of our attention has to be focused on signing Marcus Stroman, which is crazy to think about that he is the number 1 priority of this offseason for us, but we need a quality starting pitcher. Taijuan Walker was all-star obviously in the first half of the year, but the second half he fell straight off the earth. Like he clearly hit his inning limit early. I don't know what the deal is. The Mets have a lot of holes to fill. And they started with the general manager. They still need they still need a regular manager. A lot of shit going on. I don't know. What Trey hated the GM signing. Do you have a take on it? Do you know anything about him?
This far, like the only thing that people have been able to say about him is that, well, he signed Ohtani and got Mike Trout to the Angels and all that.
Signed
all
Rendon.
That stuff. Yeah, but at the same time, he got all those players and the Angels still suck. So how good could he possibly be? And just another agent. Like I'm not just
that's the issue is the agent.
Rip on the Mets, but like it's like this just gives me Brody Van Wagenen vibes all over again.
The only difference with him and Brody is that Brody was always an agent first. He was a general manager up until a few months ago, and the reports coming out of there are that part of it was the owner issue, part of it was that he had no control. Brad Ausmus had a short leash. I think he was only the manager there for a year or two. Like he wasn't really given a chance. I don't know who they're going to hire. I think it's going to be Ausmus. I hope it's Beltran. But I doubt that we're going to get Beltran. But like I said, nothing matters because we're going to have a lockout. The 2 sides are, quote, not even close, end quote.
No. CBA expires in December, and they're not. They're. It's going to be just it's going to be a standoff, and it's going to be. I just don't
get why anyone's signing. Like Erod from the Red Sox just signed with the Tigers. Like you don't know what the salary cap's going to be. You don't know what like the league financials are going to be. Like no one else is signing. Why would you sign? And maybe that he thinks that it's not going to matter. His value isn't going to change with the salary cap and all that stuff. I just don't see. I don't get why anyone's signing right now, considering how vocal everyone's been that we're very, very far apart.
It's crazy. We damn well might not have baseball for.
Have you seen that the owners proposed of paying players by their WAR?
What?
Obviously it's not going to. It's obviously it'll never work. But the owners had thrown out an idea where your salary is based on your production, obviously, which is. In sports, it's very unheard of, but like in a normal like world, like your job and your like life is usually like results based. But I
Yeah.
mean, baseball is guaranteed money. There's a lot. I mean, obviously, it's never going to happen because baseball is guaranteed money, and that's what makes baseball, such a lucrative sport to play. And what makes all these contracts so ridiculous. But I'm just thinking about like Cody Bellinger last year. Guy gets so much money. He absolutely sucks. A former MVP to like just a pinch hit lefty bat off the bench. I don't know what his salary is off the top of my head, but let's say he was making 20 mil. There's no way his WAR was worth 20 mil. He'd probably give him
No.
back. Like you're gonna ask Cody Bellinger to give you back half the contract? Fuck out of here. So if that's the shit, so if that's what the owners are already putting into place, and that's the action that they're going with, we're gonna have a big problem.
It's already going to be a problem because the owners don't want to budge, and the players don't want to budge on literally anything. Like I said this before, but it's like, think about how long it took them to get baseball going during the pandemic when they were like the only sport that was like, well, we actually have like a chance to like, be the only sport on TV. Even if people don't like baseball, they're gonna watch it because it's the only sport to watch right now. And they couldn't even get that done. They couldn't even get that done.
I don't know if like I'm gonna hold the pandemic over their head because like it obviously it's the pandemic and it was unknown. But like this is something that we should have been dealt with before. Like, what are the issues that are holding up the CBA? Obviously, money. Owners want to keep pay less because of COVID, and they lost out on a lot of money, and that sucks for them. But it's what it is. You see that guy lurking behind me? You see this?
Yeah,
see this
yeah. I've seen this.
So fucking weird. What's up, buddy? You want to come in? Want to guest star on the show?
He's been distracting me. I'm looking at him in the back window.
Well, yeah. What the fuck? I just stop lurking, bro. Lurking, bro. Can you hear me? Yeah. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. All right. Last baseball thing I want to talk about is Luis Rojas fired from the Mets after the season. After the Mets spent 103 days in first place, and then he gets a call to interview with Mr. Cashman, Mr. Boone, maybe Mr. Steinbrenner. I don't know if he sits in on third base coach interviews, but they decided that Luis Rojas is going to be part of that team going forward. Now you have, two managers who were, if you would have asked any New York fans, they probably would have given you over 50% odds that Boone was going to get fired, and everyone knew Rojas was going to get fired most likely. But instead, both those managers end up in one dugout, one coaching staff, one team. Crazy. We thought that was going to happen in San Diego, but it ended up happening
but it ends up happening in New York. Like, great.
Crazy. We clowned on Andy Martino for even like having that idea that the two of them were going to work together. I mean, he thought it was going to be in San Diego, but I mean, he ain't wrong. Boone must really love Rojas.
Great. Like, awesome. And now I have another guy who just refuses to get on players' backs. Like he just doesn't know what's going on. I mean, it's not like he's handling things, so I don't really know how like mad I can be. Like, all his literally his only duty is just going to be, do I send this guy or do I don't send this guy? So I mean, like, can he at least do that? I mean, he's got to be better than the last guy we freaking had. Thinking that Judge could go home on fucking Hunter Renfroe was fucking hilarious.
I was thinking that. I don't know if this even happens, if that send doesn't happen, because how often do you know a third base coach or first base coach's name for a fucking batter or something like that? It's kind of like a lineman back in the day. Like, if they used to always tell the lineman, if no one knows your name, you're doing a great job. It means
you're doing a great job.
Right?
No one talks about you. You're doing great.
So, and it's kind of like that in baseball. I mean, we got. The only reason we even know who the first base coach of the Braves is because it's Ron Washington, a former manager who's so well respected, and he's gonna get manager interviews going forward. But like, you don't know any base coaches. It was Larry Rothschild, right? Or he's the pitching coach?
No, that was the old pitching coach. It was I don't even remember the guy's name.
Doesn't even matter. Exactly.
Doesn't matter, but
and we're only gonna know Rojas because he was a former manager on the Mets. I don't know what, how much day to day say he'll have in team and coaching and decision making and stuff, but no, he can stand there and coach third. He's pretty jacked. He'll field a few foul balls ripped down at it, and he'll throw them to the stands. He'll get a cheer, and then he'll move on. And he's gonna get another manager job. I think he was so well respected with the Mets up until the collapse of 2021 that I think it's warranted for him to get a job, and he'll probably succeed elsewhere. And under probably any other circumstances, he would have been given another year at least because he had a pandemic shortened year and then this year. And I think he probably would have under if he didn't have a new owner, wasn't so much turnover and expectations this year, he might have not been given the hook yet, but just because
Oh,
of all the
if the
circumstances he
Wilpons were still, there, Rojas would have earned himself a 10-year extension.
so it's gonna be interesting to see what happens. But like I said, nothing matters. There might not even be baseball.
Yeah, true. I mean, literally, well, we
Yeah,
we,
I
we could
mean,
literally be talking about this and none of it could matter. Like there could literally not be a season.
it's November 17th, and I'm laughing about it now. But like, come April 1st, if we don't have Mets baseball, I'm gonna be like a miserable, miserable human being.
Yeah,
That's a
we're
number
only
one.
okay with it because we got football and basketball right now. But once those sports end, we're gonna have nothing. I mean, like just imagine a summer without baseball.
No, nope,
What are we
won't
what
do it.
are we doing? We're gonna be overlooking into fucking OTAs for football. I mean, come on, it's gonna be a joke. Yeah, I really hope that they get a deal done. I mean, like, do they got to play 162 games? I don't really care. If they play like 140, I'll be happy.
Yeah, I don't. I wonder if the 162 is something that the players are like kind of sick of.
That might be it too.
I
They
know, I know they love the
probably are.
7 inning doubleheaders. The players are all about those.
That shit's got to go. I'm sorry, but that's got to go. You guys
I
get
don't
paid
know.
way too much. They get paid way too much money. Just fucking play the game. Honestly,
Who
and
cares? It's
I'm not
7
even saying
innings.
I'm not even saying for like competitive standpoint. I mean just in the fact of like remember when we went to the Subway Series game, that doubleheader day on the 4th of July?
Yeah.
I didn't get in the stadium till the 3rd inning. Next
Well, that's
thing
your
I know,
fault.
the game was literally over. I mean, not
Yeah.
really.
But I mean, basically though, it was pretty much. It was pretty damn close to that. But I mean,
The thing was they weren't even letting people in
The only the
until
only the only
like
people
I
that it
guess
sucks
July.
for are the people that are in the game. I think if you're watching the game at home, 7 innings isn't that horrible. It goes,
Of course, no.
so it sucks for the viewer. I mean, I don't. We'll see if that's something that they keep up. The runner on second is obviously done. They were over
Oh,
that.
that's no, hell no.
I'm happy with that leaving. So, but like I said, I don't care about the 7 inning doubleheaders. Anything
I'm
else
happy
baseball
of that
related?
leaving. Well, I was gonna say I'm happy of the runner on second leaving because of in the show when you go into extra innings, kids are really really annoying and they'll just bunt the runner over to third and then bunt again and go and win. Like it's
You just described
yeah,
me. You just
yeah,
described me. I
yeah,
can't
yeah.
I can't hit in that game, bro. You get a runner on second. It's a fucking you if you don't score it.
I'm bunting him over and then I'm bunting him home.
Yeah, I'll do suicide squeeze. I don't care or safety squeeze, whatever the hell you want to call it. Sorry, YouTube. While we're talking about YouTube, if you're at this point of the show, thank you. Like the show, subscribe to Vendetti Media on YouTube. Leave a comment. Do you think that there's going to be a baseball season this year? Do you think the Mets are going to be legit? How do you think of the Rojas Boone dynamics going to go down in the Bronx? So yeah, let us know down in the comments below. And yeah, anything else baseball related before we move on to football? And
I'd just say all these Yankee free agent rumors really annoy me every year because they got like three big right now, the biggest rumors, and by rumors, I mean like most of them are just made up crap, but they got Correa, Seager, and Matt Olson. And I'll say
yep,
Matt Olson, I don't see a point in trading for Matt Olson when you can re-sign Rizzo and you don't got to give anybody up for it. Just throw money at him. Obviously, Matt Olson is a better player than Rizzo, but it's not like Rizzo was a bad first baseman by any means.
you think Matt Olson's better than Anthony Rizzo?
Yeah, slightly. It's really not much. It's really not by much though.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Rizzo.
Matt Olson's average and home runs are a little higher than Rizzo's, but like honestly, they're almost the same player, and I just don't see a point in trading what potentially you'll probably need to trade like at least 5 players and 4 of them being like top prospects for Matt Olson when you could just re-sign Rizzo.
Yeah, I don't see them. I don't see them being able to get Rizzo. I don't know why. He just doesn't strike me as like as a guy who loves New York.
Well,
I
he did
I,
have
I have
some.
no.
He did have a fundraiser thing like 2 weeks ago, and he had on all his Yankee Rizzo gear, and like all the balloons were Yankee colors.
Really?
Yeah,
Maybe then. Or what was it in New York?
yeah. It was in New York too.
Something to keep an eye on. Anthony,
Yeah, very
charity,
interesting.
charity beat reporter for Vendetta Sports Media. He knows what's going on. Knows what's going
I
on in
know
the
what's-
charity streets. I mean, while you talk about it, it was funny. So, the Pete Alonso got married this weekend, and the pictures that came out of the wedding were Jeff McNeil, who is a noted hater, and Francisco Lindor and Jeff McNeil hate each other. Yeah, we didn't even talk about that, did we? We haven't talked about that at all. So I don't know if you remember the squirrel.
Yeah, the
squirrel thing from
raccoon, the squirrel raccoon thing. Yeah, it was Lindor choking out McNeil actually.
So what happened was McNeil hates the shift. Lindor also hates the shift. But McNeil wasn't shifting, wasn't listening to Rojas, wasn't doing anything. Lindor, as much as he hates the shift, and he's been like publicly against it, he was shifting, he was doing it. They got into a huge fight about it, and then that's why McNeil got a lot of his playing time cut between his not shifting and not hitting. I mean, Lindor didn't hit, obviously, so but apparently he's a team player, and the Barstool guys kind of put it best when it comes to McNeil is when McNeil's hitting 350, 360, anything over 275, I'll let you have your time to say what you want. When you're the only guy hitting, when you're going gap to gap, oppo to oppo, you're putting up a hit or two a game. You're helping the team. When you're hitting, I don't know what the fuck you hit under 250. No shot. Like we need hits McNeil back. I don't need power McNeil back. But yeah, so the wedding was Pete Alonso, Dom Smith, no Conforto, and it was like one of his prospect friends. It was
Damn, Conforto didn't get the invite. That's a shame.
Conforto's probably gonna be a Philly.
Yeah, the Phillies just the Phillies just want all ex-Yankees and Mets. It's really all they want.
As much as I hate it, he's gonna fucking rake there. Shitty.
Well, the last ex-Met that they got did pretty well. So, Wheeler.
Oh yeah, he fucking shoved. Yeah, I mean, that field is built for Conforto too. That's really short porch out and right. Like, even when he's fielding, like he plays right. Like you don't need to cover that much ground out there. The only thing that they will run into is an issue with Bryce and him, but both lefties. But I feel like one of them has to be able to play center field. I don't know if it's going to be. I feel like Bryce can play center.
He probably
because Conforto sure as hell can't play center. So I don't know. I mean, maybe we'll have to get Andrew McGinnis on the show when this happens, so he'll break down the Phillies.
Yep.
They're 40 man and see where he fits in. But the only thing that would be worse than Conforto going to the Phillies would be Conforto going to the Mets. Then I have to fucking hear all my fucking loser Yankee friends, and then you just tell me how good Michael Conforto is, and that would fucking make me absolutely jump off the Tappan Zee Bridge, not the Mario Cuomo Bridge. Fuck the Mario Cuomo Bridge. It's Tappan Zee.
It's Tappan Zee.
Tappan Zee for life, baby. All right. Wow, we're kind of going off the rails a little bit. Early.
No, we've been going everywhere. We've been going everywhere.
Yeah, that's what happens when we're in Zoom. We're not. There's no like times crunch or anything like that. We're just kind of just flowing. But we'll get into football and the records. Yeah, let's do the records now. All right, we all had really bad weeks last week. Really bad weeks last week. None of us went over 500. The closest person to 500 was Chick. He was 2 games under. Chick went 6-8, and then you and I both went 5-9. So Chick gained a game on you. No, he gained 2 games on you. 2? Yeah, win and a loss. That's 2. So you're 5 games back heading into week 12. So just a few notes from last week. The Arizona Cardinals got the absolute shit kicked out of them, and I wish that I would have known that Cam was going to be active and playing when we put that.
Did I take the Panthers that game? Because I
think you did.
Okay, because while I was writing that post, I changed that pick 4 times. I put Cardinals, then I said Panthers, then I said Cardinals, then I said Panthers, and then I left left the Panthers because I didn't know if Cam was playing or not, or if he was gonna. I didn't think he was gonna be active. Like I thought, I
Me
knew he
either.
would be there. I didn't think he was gonna be active. And then when I found out that he was active, I was like, okay, well, I'm happy I took the Panthers because even though he only played like maybe 5 snaps, like 2 of them resulted in touchdowns. So I mean, shit, the guy clearly is a difference maker.
He's back.
He's back.
Oh God, the best thing about Cam Newton being relevant in the NFL again is just NFL Twitter going nuts when he gets his fucking celebration of penalties. I mean, listen, if you don't fucking appreciate Cam Newton's energy and emotion after a touchdown, like that man was so happy. He was a Super Bowl, he was an MVP out in Carolina. The only fan base that truly ever like loved him and embraced him, like Patriots fans flipped on him after 1 year. After
After like 3 games,
and the thing about Cam is that even when there was like no even like inkling that he was going to come to the Panthers, like because of this show and a few people, I'm now in Carolina Panthers Twitter, which is kind of funny. But they've been wanting Cam since week 1. Like they were all out on Darnold. They wanted someone else pretty quickly. So yeah, Cam is back. That city might be back. That was just, and then, but when it comes to the Cardinals, I don't really. That's a throwaway game for me. No Kyler, Colt McCoy ain't gonna win 2 games in a row.
I said that. I said if Kyler Murray is not playing, the Cardinals are losing this game because Colt McCoy can't win 2 games in a row.
And the thing with the Cardinals is that they're being so fucking shady, and obviously they're doing the right thing. Because we don't know Kyler's status until literally they played at 4:05. I think he was like questionable till 3:00. Like
I didn't trust that he was going to start. I took him out of my fantasy lineup like Saturday. I already knew. I was like, he ain't starting.
Yeah.
He ain't starting. I was like,
the Colt McCoy game was 2 weeks ago. He came back to earth. I don't know if they're going to try and rush Kyler back now because they saw how inept they looked with Kingsbury with Colt McCoy. But I mean, we'll see. I don't know. I think the Panthers might be pretty sneaky. They'll be relevant again with Cam. I think they'll be relevant.
Absolutely.
I don't know if he's gonna make a difference for a playoff push, but if the Bucs keep looking like not the Super Bowl not this reigning Super Bowl champs, then that division could be a clusterfuck again. But
I mean, hey, there's an extra wild card this year too. So and the way it's looking right now is the last wild card spot. You probably need to be 500 to win it. Most likely,
you'll probably need to be 500. Maybe. I mean, I have to look at it how the season shakes out, but you might need to be 2 games over, just because. I don't know. We'll see how it works out. Other surprising games of the week last week were the Bucs getting their absolute teeth kicked in by the football team. Taylor Heineke beating Tom Brady. If you would have given me $1 million, there is no chance I would have predicted that phrase to ever come out of my mouth. But the Bucs just didn't look good. I don't know what happened. I don't know why they laid an egg. Football team just punched him in the mouth, and Chase Young tore his ACL, and they still managed to hold out. Maybe Tom Brady needs Antonio Brown. Maybe I think he's.
Oh, that's the thing. He hasn't had AB or Gronk for a while now.
I think I heard or read that they were 1-4 without AB since he signed with the Bucs, and like a lot better with him, obviously. So
AB is still good, bro. He's still good.
I think it's just more of like it's Tom Brady's best friend.
Tom Brady likes to get the ball to his best friends.
Yeah.
That's why they all come to Tampa.
We haven't really heard too much about Gronk. I don't know if he's able to come back, but like if the Bucs win the Super Bowl again, he's done. Like he punctured his lung. Like he was sick of his body getting banged up. That's why he retired.
Now he's out. Now he's out because he's got this like weird back injury that just like won't leave him alone.
Yeah. So
that's why he's missed the last couple games now. See, Gronk is probably one of the most talented tight ends I've ever seen, but also the most injury-prone tight end I've ever seen. He's
such a freaking nature, dude.
Hurt. Yeah, always hurt, man. He's like literally always hurt.
He's so big, where like I feel like you get hurt so easy.
He's such an easy target to hit.
Yeah, people love going after his knees. Last game from last week that I want to talk about was the Patriots absolute kicking the living daylights out of the Cleveland Browns. I wish I kind of had it handicapped for Bill Belichick revenge game again against Browns. I forget that he has a Cleveland connection, but wow, we might have jumped the gun on Baker, the Browns, everything that's going on there, because I know the Pats are better than we thought they were going to be, but like, yeesh, 45-7.
That was bad.
I know there wasn't Nick Chubb, but come on, like he ain't a 38-point difference maker on that team. So I don't know what they're gonna do up in Cleveland. We thought like without Odell to be better, and for all we know, this could just be a throwaway game, and they're getting back to it. But yeesh, I don't know how to think about that. Just now that the Patriots are just
I think
chipping away, they're gonna be good.
I think the Patriots are just good, and like honestly, good thing I'm not a thank God I'm not a Jets fan, because I would literally be like distraught if like I'm thinking this entire time that the Patriots are done and I don't got to worry about them anymore. And sure as shit, they have one bad year, and now they got another franchise quarterback because Mac Jones looks like the freaking truth. So now they got another franchise quarterback for another 12 years. And it's still a Bill Belichick coach team, and the Patriots. The Patriots are well within the division. They could damn well win the division right out from under the Bills.
100%. They've definitely played well above expectations, and even the fact that they're even have a chance in this, everyone thought this division was going to go Bills, Dolphins, and everyone else, but it's Bills, Patriots, and that's like, and those two are pretty close to the top. I still give the edge to the Bills, for the season, who I think it would win in a one-game playoff right now, but it's fucking Patriots, man. They just consistently ruin my life. All right.
Never-ending suffering.
Yeah, and listen, at the end of the day, like the Jets are starting Joe Flacco this week. Mike White mania is over.
Boy, hammer the Dolphins. Hammer them.
No, Dolphins kind of suck too.
I know, it's such a bad game. It's like a terrible game. But I can't bet on the Jets again. I just can't do that again.
Oh no, it's a game I won't touch. I guess we'll do a little bit of story time, and then we'll get into the next week. So I was at the Jets game this week, my first time in Jersey in a good amount of time. It was nice to fire up, the legal sports book, pop it open. Just so that was fun. But of course, just like all the other people, I lost every bet. Of course, I was at the Jets game, so I have to take the Jets plus 12.5, and I regretted it so much, pretty much right instantly. Mike White played like doggy dick. He reminded everyone that he's Mike White. Everyone that wanted him to be the fucking Knicks face of our franchise can go. Like, why? It's funny. There's a lot of similarities between. I talked about this on Sheets yesterday. It's like everyone just like loves to anoint people so quickly. Like, can we just give people a month maybe to figure out who they are? Like, Mike White had one good game, and then a game where he started okay and then got hurt, and that was it. Like I don't know. Four interceptions.
White sanity.
Mike motherfucking White. It was fun while it lasted. I appreciate you. That one win was more than what we never thought we were going to get that. But let me get Zach Wilson back on the field. Let's let him develop. Let's get him better. I don't think he's not 100%. So he's not going to play. I think the depth chart this week goes Flacco, Mike White, then Zach Wilson if he's even active. But I just the fact that Joe Flacco's even starting just pisses me off. Like, we shouldn't have traded anything for him. Like a fucking, we're not. It's not like we need a backup quarterback to help us win games. Like,
you damn well could have just signed any. You could have signed anybody off free agency, like any veteran QB, just like mentor Zach Wilson.
Like, why not sign Blake Bortles?
There you go.
Blake Bortles once. Like, there's Blake Bortles is gone.
You don't need a superstar to be a mentor.
Right. You got Joe Flacco.
Like, Alex Smith mentored Pat Mahomes, and look at Pat Mahomes. Alex Smith was a game manager. He wasn't even a gunslinger.
And I don't even think that like Flacco's going to be like a mentor or anything. Like Flacco
does not strike me as like the big brother type of guy.
Right. He got traded to the Jets, and then like he took his first three. He took 3 personal days. Mm-hmm. As soon as Lamar came, he left Baltimore. Like it. I don't see him as a guy that's going to stick around and be a leader. But what do I know? So they're playing the Dolphins this week. I would love to bet on the Jets this week, but Joe Flacco, no shot. See you later.
Hell
the
no.
Game Pass. But it was nice to be in Jersey and just like I was betting like drive results, like the drive market. That was fun. Like,
Oh, you were doing drive results? Oh boy, that's some
I mean,
real shit right there.
I mean, I knew that the Jets. I put $50 responsibly on the Jets, plus 12.5, and I knew within 30 seconds that I was not
That
even
the bet
going
was
to ever
dead.
come. Right, I was not even. I had
Dead.
no business even covering anywhere close to that game. So I started doing like those little drive results, made a little bit of it back, and called it, and I left at halftime. I did meet back to honest.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair to me. I was I had a risk-free bet on FanDuel, and I was one leg away from winning. It was Adam Thielen touchdown. So I put in for the Vikings and Chargers game, and everything hit. I got the over. I got the Vikings to cover. Cook and Eckler scored touchdowns, and Adam Thielen just couldn't do it for me. God bless.
Jesus, thank you. Like this little handheld mic, I can just mute it real quick, so you don't have to hear my sneeze. That was nice. All right. Anything else on last week? I mean, the Rams loss was surprising. Russell Wilson getting shut out for the first time in his career in Seattle.
The Rams loss. I kind of knew it was coming because there was like by Sunday night, it was like 90% of the public was on the Rams, and I was like, oh boy.
Yeah, I was reading the post actually the other day, and you were saying how all the public money was on the Rams to start with, and we should have known Kyle Shanahan only beats the Rams. You don't beat anyone else right now. He only beats the Rams.
The only team he'll fucking beat. And Debo Samuel is a nightmare. Love that guy.
Odell might not be the receiver. He only played like 5 or 6 plays. I know he's getting a lot of shit, and he was like he was the joke of the internet because he was active. Him and Von Miller,
yeah,
and they threw up a dud.
Did you see that video of Kittle pancaking Von Miller? Find me a tight end that could block like that, please.
That was one hell of a block. That's like lineman porn right there.
That was fantastic. Find me a tight end that could block like that.
Only other tight end that I know that can block like that is Gronk, because Gronk could block and catch. But like either like Tony Gonzalez is more of a pass catcher. There are very few people that are tight ends that truly can do both. But Kittle's one of them. He's fucking great. I don't even know if Kelsey really blocks.
No, not really.
Not like Kittle and Gronk can. I mean, but Kelsey's just like he's basically a wide receiver, a fucking huge wide receiver. So
yeah,
he has his own advantages. All right. Last week I went 0-3 on the show for the first time in all season. 0-3. It's crazy because if you remember last week, I had it narrowed down to Jets plus 13.5, Chargers -3, Rams -4, Packers, Bucks, Lions, Titans, and only 2 of those 7 games covered. So I would have been bad no matter what. And yeah, that was the other thing is the Titans was a bad beat. It was 2.5. They won by 2.
Super bad beat. And I took the Saints, so it was a great win on my end, but bad beat on a lot of other people's end.
We haven't had too many bad beats this year. I feel like nothing like really crazy.
Nothing crazy. Nothing like last year. I'll tell you that. See, the thing was you weren't here for last year, but the bad beats last year that I suffered were just incredible. I had the Browns. I had the Browns in a big like 5-leg parlay as my last play. Do you remember that game
with the Nick Chubb,
the Monday night game?
10-7 against the Patriots.
Not the 10-7 against Patriots. It was the one against the Ravens where they were lateraling the ball, and all I needed them to do is just get the tackle, and they end up lateraling the ball out of bounds, out of the back of the end zone for a touchdown.
Oh boy!
Or for safety.
Yeah.
And that blew the cover for me. That was like the last leg of a 5-leg parlay, and that was just disgusting. And the Nick Chubb one, as well. Because I do remember that him stopping on the one when I needed him to go in. That as well was another bad beat. Yeah, the Browns gave me a lot of bad beats last year.
That's probably one of the best parts about being in Jersey is that, and on these real books, is you have these cash out options is that you can get out. Like you especially these parlays, you take a nice like plus 250 winner, you get out before.
If I was on the last leg of that, if I put that in with Jersey, I would have cashed that out immediately. Like as soon as the last game ended, I wouldn't even have let the Browns game start. I would have cashed it out.
So, Yeah, so I went 0-3. I ended up going with Jets, Chargers, and Rams. Those all lost. Chargers are, man, we anointed the Chargers kings pretty quickly, and that was me. I did that, and I was really wrong on them.
Still
I
the
don't
same
know.
old Chargers sometimes.
Same old Chargers, still a rookie quarterback. I'm about to piss my pants. All right, we're back. Technical difficulties. It's all good. Fucking, I'm literally. I've been homeless for a week. Been homeless. I've been couch surfing. It's been electric. It's been an all time fun week for your boy Critics Corner. I'm all over the place. All right, we went over the show picks. I will give my picks for this week and the teaser. I really need to get my ass back on track. So I am 16, 15, and 1. So I'm up 1.6 units. I don't really know how that works because whatever it is. I've been keeping track. So I'm still up 1.6 units. Lost another teaser. So I'm up 4.5 units on that, but I'm on like a fucking 6-game losing streak on that. So that's a real issue. But this week we get back on track. I'm gonna start with the pick that I'm least confident in. Panthers -2.5. I feel like this could just be like a reactionary because I was so wrong on them last week. But Cam is electric. He's going to play this week. He's going to be the starting quarterback. I don't know how that changes like game planning and all that fun stuff. But he isn't the most effective thrower anymore. But I think the football team had it already went to 3.5 from in an hour. But football,
Jesus.
Yeah, let me get a money check on that. But I mean, the way that I just don't see the football team having 2 good wins back to back. There's nothing Taylor Heineke, like there's nothing from that football program or franchise that's shown me that they're capable of winning 2 straight games. I would have never, if they would have lost last week against the Bucks, I would have been all over the football team this week as a bounce like against Cam, emotions high, all that fun stuff. But 2 teams coming off 2 like emotional kind of like up. Both they were both like over touchdown underdogs that won outright. So
it is in Carolina though, so I do like that.
Yeah. So I mean, it did get up to. I had it at 2.5. I locked it in actually at 2.5, but it's already at 3.5. So sorry. You better hope. You better hope it comes back down to 2.5. If it's that's one of those things where the point makes such a big difference. 2.5 and 3.5 is the biggest difference in the spread you can get.
I will tell you this: the football team is 1-5 against the spread as an underdog this year. Their only win was last week against the Bucks. So chances of them repeating that.
All right, perfect.
Not very.
The Panthers -2.5. My next game, Saints +1. The Saints are the yo-yo team. Everything, every week's a different week. The Eagles, another team that came off a pretty, I would say, surprising win last week. Maybe that's just me because I don't ever think that the Eagles are capable of winning, but they beat the Broncos. Teddy Bridgewater, Teddy fucking 10-inch dick, made the biggest business decision I've ever seen in my life. Not going to make a toss, not going to make a play on the fumble.
That was
you saw that.
That was hilarious. That was absolutely hilarious.
All-time business decision, and I honestly I don't blame him. That man gets fucking sent to more teams than anyone else I know. There's no loyalty.
Yeah.
I ain't breaking my neck making a tackle on it. I mean, if I were a Broncos fan, I would be fucking livid. But as a football fan and just like a normal human being, like what's that you're gonna do? Dive on try and take out his knee, and like maybe hurt his neck. Like you ever seen Friday Night Lights? No. Jason Street, quarterbacks don't know how to tackle.
No, they can't.
That was a pretty fucked up reference, but like, it's fiction, so who cares? All right, I'll get my teaser, and Font will get you his stuff, and we'll get out of here. My teaser, 4-team teaser, +250. We're getting back on track this week. Bills -1, Browns -4, Titans -4, and the over in Kansas City and Dallas. The Bills spread is -7. They just had a hiccup against the Jaguars. That was just a game that was just a blip in the universe for them. They're going to get back on track. They keep the living shit out of the Jets. They're going to just keep rolling. They're going to remind people that they're still the best team in the AFC East.
Yeah.
Browns. This one's a little bit scary to me because they're a 10-point favorite to start, but I tease them down to 4. I wish I could have got it from 9 to 3. Trying to keep it a push for a field goal, but is what it is. Titans -4 also. Just, Titans might be one of the best teams in the NFL, which you would have told me that 3 weeks ago. The team that lost to the Jets was one of the best teams in the NFL. I'd show you to the door and call you a sucker, but sneaky, they might be right. And then the best game of the weekend, 425, the over in Kansas City, Dallas. It's a 56.5 point total, but obviously teased down to 50.5. Man, this is going to be a great game. Dallas is only one loss against the spread. Obviously, Kansas City can't figure out shit against the spread. This would make everyone in their right mind. What's the public money? Give me the money splits on that font. If I had to guess, you're gonna have 65% of the money on Dallas, just because they cover and Kansas City doesn't. That's my guess.
57% of the public money's on the Chiefs.
Really?
Public's on the Chiefs, yeah.
That's not a big enough number for me to be like, okay, I have to take the Cowboys, like, because I'm fading the public, but it is someone to sneaky keep an eye on. If that gets over, the Chiefs look good last week in a spot where we all, the three of us, all picked the Raiders to cover. They beat them pretty handily. Mahomes looked a little bit more like Mahomes. He's not doing too much. They're just winning games. I think now that because there's no expectation, there's no pressure, all this dynasty talk is kind of kaput already. That maybe they're just gonna go out and try and win games. They don't care about covering spreads. Just win games, win ugly, move on, and see what happens. Because they're not, their pursuit for the 1 seed. They're not getting the 1 seed anymore. So
yeah, no, now they're just trying to win the division at this point.
Right. So they just need to get in. So that's the teaser. That's plus 250. I'm gonna go. Oh, I didn't even get my last pick. My last pick is the Packers. Packers underdogs, I think. No, they weren't underdogs, but they're just gonna. Packers are gonna roll. Yeah,
I think
Packers 2.5 against
so
the Vikings.
too.
Vikings, they had their win last week. You'll never catch me betting on Kirk Cousins. So, Aaron Rodgers.
You want to know the Packers? You want to know the Packers' record against the spread this year?
Against the spread, they're probably pretty damn good against the spread.
9-0. 9-0 against the spread. 6-0 as a favorite, but the Vikings are also 4-1 as an underdog. But I'll go with I'd rather take the 6-0. I think Aaron Rodgers got the bad game out of them. Now they're gonna steamroll the Vikings. I mean, the Packers have had them. Yeah, haven't lost a game against the spread this year.
But who'd they lose to?
They lost to the Chiefs and this might be a little wrong. Okay, no, because I know that they did lose to they lost to the Saints at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, no, the Packers are 90% ATS.
Okay.
But it goes against everyone else. Cowboys are 88.9 and Cardinals are 70, Titans are 70, Bills are 61. Those are the
So the Packers, but the only game that they didn't cover was the Saints game at the beginning of the year. They've covered every game since.
Yeah. Aaron Rodgers is on a mission. He's pissed off about how the fucking NFL and the world media treated him. Whether that's right or wrong, I ain't God. I'm not gonna judge you, but he's mad. That's all that matters. He wants to win football games. He's gonna go out and fucking ball out. But I think the best game of the week by far, 425, Kansas City, Dallas. I'm gonna be glued to that game. That to me just seems like a great game. That to me just screams points, which is why I teased the over. But I wouldn't be surprised if it's a 21-17 game either, because sometimes the Chiefs just can't score.
Yeah, no, seriously.
All right, what you got for me?
All right. Still don't know what I'm going to call this parlay. Creed told me I can't call it the can't lose parlay, so we're not going to call it that.
Can't call it that.
We can't call it that. We're just gonna call it the font parlay. And I already placed it, so I'm just trying to take a look at the second team I picked, because I know the first one I took Cowboys at plus 2.5, because I'll take this Cowboys team as an underdog any day. But I will show you and tell you right now. Oh, okay. So I got Cowboys plus 2.5, and I got the Browns at -10. This is my 2-team parlay. Reason for this being, would you believe that 70% of the public money is on the Lions this week?
Really?
Yeah, you want to talk about eating the cheese? The public is eating the freaking cheese on this one. They're in Cleveland. I think the Browns bounce back heavy from an absolute embarrassment of a game in New England and just absolutely demolish the Lions. I mean, like, what about that game last week with the Lions makes anybody think that they can cover in this game or potentially win? I don't
Dan
think
Campbell didn't
so.
lose though.
He did not lose. That is right. Dan Campbell did not lose. But I think the Browns had more of an embarrassment last week, which means that they're going to bounce back strong because they're not the same old Browns that they used to be. They're, not having the best season not having the season that they wanted, but they're still a team that is going to beat up on really bad teams. And the Lions are still a really bad team. So I'm taking the Browns -10 and Cowboys +2.5.
All right. That's the parlay. What does that bet? It's probably pretty good. 3-leg parlay is plus
little more than half. I know that. So I put 50. I put 50 wins me 130.
Yeah, so it's plus you're up plus 225, something like that. Yeah, all right. Anything else? Kind of a long show, a little busy week. We're more than halfway through football, which is kind of sad. We're getting toward the final stretch.
Crazy.
College basketball is up and running, so if you want to check that out, Gym and Range. A lot of stuff going on. New intern class. So if you're looking you want to be a part of the Vendetta Sports Media team, you can email contact@vendettasportsmedia.com, or however, just reach out to someone. We'll get you.
You can reach out to any. You can reach out to any.
We'll get you. We'll get you
in
in
the right place.
We'll get you an interview. That's for sure. Yeah, that's gonna be it. Make sure you like the video, subscribe, follow the socials, check out the pick'em pool. We're getting kind of close. I might be chalked. I don't know if I can make a comeback. I'm gonna need to it's week 11. I need to go.
I had 2 very good weeks this year. I need a third amazing week.
I need to probably not have a bad week going forward ever. So that's gonna do it for this week. We'll see you same time next week. Thank you for listening. See you soon.